So, with me today I have Sarah and Bernie from Altrincham Festival, Altrincham and District Festival, of course, which is being relaunched with a new style for 2018, I believe.
Giving it a revamp, yeah. After 41 years, we're dragging it into the 21st century.
So, what made you do this? What's prompted this?
It's just, well, our chairman, Tony Fishwick, who put 27 years into the festival, decided to retire last year, and it's meant a, a change in the committee, management of the committee, and we saw an opportunity to modernise the organisation itself. We've closed the society and launched a community interest company, and that's to make sure that the assets are locked to the community, and also that everything is transparent and accountable to the community, so that's very important. And we all, of course, new people coming onto a committee have different views, and we wanted to make sure that not just our views were taken into account, but the public as a whole, so participants and members of the public.
So this refers to something I saw on social media, wasn't it? There was like a questionnaire about the festival and how you felt.
Yes, we've done a survey and opened it up to people and put it on Facebook, and we got a really good response from it. So following that feedback, we've made a number of changes. Some of the changes might take a couple of years to implement, but some of them we've been able to react to, and hopefully people will see that in a positive way.
Of course, you can't change everything overnight in one go, can you? So if they've made a sort of certain suggestions, that just because they may not see them happen in 2018, there's a good chance it may happen in 2019, 2020, depending on how long those changes take to implement. Because as you say, I don't think people understand just what goes into organising this festival.
No.
I've got to say, until I turned up to one of the meetings, I hadn't got a clue.
Yeah.
And then I was sat there like a fish out of water.
We're discovering as well.
I was just sat there going, oh no.
You have to have a great deal of respect for the organising committees of previous years, because when you do get involved in something like this, you realise it's not just about a couple of weeks arranging things before the festival actually happens in the summertime.
No.
There's an awful lot.
It's basically it's as soon as you finish one, you start organising the next.
Yeah. I was hoping for a lie down. Before we start again.
You could have the weekend off.
A wish.
So the festival itself is broken down into certain areas,
different elements, yeah.
So we have the parade, we have the showground.
That's right. We've got a parade that starts on St Margaret's Road in Bowden, and it goes down through Altrincham, through the middle of Altrincham, and then goes out over the flyover through Timperley, and then down Park Road to the showground, Beach Fields. And it's a traditional part of any festival across the country. We call it the Grand Parade, and it's free to enter, and it really showcases our local organisations and good causes, and also our businesses too. So it's very important to us to keep the parade going. But we've identified quite a lot of areas that can be improved, and we asked people what they liked and what they disliked and what suggestions they could make about how it could be improved. Want to hear some?
Yeah, let's hear some. I mean, I can remember some of them off the top of my head, but I didn't write them all down. But the one that fascinated me with the most was some people like horns and some people don't.
Oh,
yeah, that was one of the things.
I was like, how can you, parades are about...
We're all different, aren't we?
I know. And I was like, that's bizarre.
It's very difficult to please everyone, and we're trying to do that, obviously.
But you've come up with a solution.
Yeah.
Obviously, in a parade of this size, we've got large floats, and floats need to be pulled by, lorries. And we've, quite a lot of the lorries will blow their horns as they're going along the parade, and it adds to the cacophony. Of course, we've got music going on as well, and a lot of people like all the noise and excitement and everything, but there are some particularly young children who find it distressing, and also people who are on the autistic spectrum. So instead of banning the blowing of horns, which we don't want to because a lot of people like it, we're introducing a silent zone. It won't be totally silent because there will be music going past, but no horn blowing, and that will just be Railway Street in Altrincham. So from the bottom of the Downs to Regent Road, that's Railway Street, and if anybody wants to watch the parade but not be subjected to horn blowing, then that's the best place to view it from.
So that's going to be sort of like a horn silent zone.
Yeah, that's correct.
Where people have to.
It's not going to be quiet. It's not going to be silent.
There's still going to be the bands and the music.
It just won't be. Yeah.
Great impression of a horn there. You've heard those before, I can
Thank
tell.
you.
So the parade route's not changed because there were people who said they wanted to make it longer, people who said they wanted to make it shorter.
Take it down to Brooklands roundabout, which I'm afraid
we can't anyway because
when it's not in Trafford,
it's not part of Trafford. And if you got to the roundabout, what are you going to do? You could just keep going round it.
Yeah, no.
And some of those trucks wouldn't get round it. I don't think
they
the
would.
length of the stuff they have on there.
So, I mean, some of the things, just to tell you, what people liked about the parade, they love seeing local business, local people, and friendly community atmosphere, community pride, the school floats, and there's such a variety of floats, lots of music and singing, marching bands, dancers, the traditional elements, the vintage vehicles and steam engines, costumes, the big trucks, and, a diverse age range, and saying that a variety of participants take part, and it's bright and colourful, as fun and razzmatazz. So yeah, that's what people like.
What did people suggest as improvements? Didn't somebody say they wanted them themed?
Well, let's tell you what they disliked first, because you'd be surprised how some things are disliked as well as liked, and this is where I say it's difficult to please everybody. So some people said it was too long and too slow. Whereas, but some people were saying it's actually too short, so, the length of it can be difficult. Poor timekeeping and late starting. Well, as far as we're aware, it's never started late, but it can gap at some point. Some people have actually stopped them. Yeah, some people have actually stopped the parade and shouldn't have done.
And now, because of this, we've put in new marshalling points.
Yeah, we're putting more marshals on the course and
which will
like
then
that.
stop that from happening, because as we know that there was a stop in a parade, somebody stopped it for their own benefit.
That's right.
That's correct.
And it caused mayhem.
Yeah. And then there's been criticism about poorly designed, drab-looking floats. But I mean, excuse me, we're there to support people to put floats together, and we're going to try and do that. Lack of interaction with spectators, too many cyclists. Noisy, polluting trucks, so as I say, we need the trucks to pull the floats. Overlapping musical groups that spoil the effect. Well, parade is about razzmatazz, and we do always spread out the bands so that they're not right next to each other, but it is a noisy spectacle, and that's what it's about. No indication that the parade has ended. Well, we're going to have this is it. This is the end sign this year.
We need to get Bugs Bunny with her, that's all, folks.
That's it.
That's all right.
Are you volunteering?
No thanks. I'll be busy that day.
Couple of comments about it being too commercial. A criticism of spectators actually saying that they don't clap or show appreciation. So, it goes both ways, doesn't it?
I find that depends on the weather.
Right, how cheerful they're feeling.
Yeah. More people clap when it's hot than they do when it's wet.
Well,
because there's probably more people there when it's hot than it's wet, to be fair. And we booked the sunshine this year.
We booked the sunshine this year, so there's going to be no problem with that at all.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
And comment here, too many collection buckets. And I think, it's important for us to explain how Altrincham Festival is put on. It actually costs about £20,000 a year to put on. There's a reason why those collection buckets are there. It's an integral part of our funding structure, it is changing because we have different pressures on us this year. So yeah, lots of different comments there, and some suggestions as to how it can change and improve.
And these are ideas that came direct from the public.
Yeah.
Through to the committee.
141, I think, responses.
141 responses is
it's
great.
Good feedback.
Yeah, it was online. Yeah.
And they've given us a steer, a direction,
idea,
identity, what they want it to look like, and we're picking the bits first off that we can do quickly rather than, some have asked to move it to a 2-day festival. That takes a little bit longer planning when you've only planned for one day.
We need to get the one day really good before we can take it to 2.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So some of the improvements suggested were to involve horses, which we've already taken some action on. We've invited the police horses to join the parade. Whether they can or not, we don't know, because it depends what's going on the day. They've got a job to do. Some people said throw sweets. Well, unfortunately for health and safety reasons, we can't throw them, but we might be able to find a way of giving them out. So yeah, we've got to be careful. Involve more local businesses. Well, we've been out and about going and meeting local businesses and inviting them to take part, and some of them were saying, thank you so much for popping in. We've never been visited before, and we'd be delighted to take part. So we're actively doing that. Involving costume characters and celebrities. Well, celebrities tend to like fees to appear, don't they? And we don't have money falling out of our ears at the moment.
I mean, I'll appear for free.
But thank you. But we are involving costume characters, and we have adopted a theme for the parade. And it's just because, you know, when people do an activity around a theme, it sort of gets the creative juices going, shall we say, and we all pull together. And we've chosen a theme. It's actually inspired by the J. Davidson trucks, which, as you might know, are airbrushed along the themes of movies, like Blade Runner and stuff.
And Terminator.
So we've adopted the theme movies.
Die Hard.
And that will mean that anybody can dress up in pretty much whatever costume.
Yeah, it covers anything, doesn't it?
I think some of the fun of it will be trying to decide what each float, you know, which movie it represents or which characters are represented. So yeah, it's about dressing up and having fun. And in fact, we encourage all visitors to the showground and to the festival to dress up if they like, because it's all about having fun.
Good excuse for getting your fancy dress.
Would this be the time to mention that special thing that's going to be on the parade this year that's quite large?
Well, the big thing.
Oh yeah,
the big thing.
The big thing that's going to be on the parade this year. That
well, we all like
knows
a space movie, don't we?
Yeah. We love a space movie. But what's that leading to?
We are reaching for the stars this year.
Not in an S Club 7 kind of way, sure.
No. Don't think we could afford them either.
We probably could.
Right, let's put that one down on the list.
We've got a rocket.
Yeah, Star Chaser.
An actual rocket.
A massive rocket on the back of a lorry will be leading the parade this year, and when it reaches a showground, it won't be set up. It's not taking off.
I was going to say it won't be going anywhere.
No.
It'll be set up for people to go around and have a look. Yeah. And as a backdrop too.
Well, the gentleman who runs Star Chase will be doing rocket making activities with children, so they can actually make their own rocket. And because we're trying to encourage, you know, more activities and just stuff to do rather than just stuff to buy at the showground, so that it's really fascinating and fun, and kids have got something to take home with them as a souvenir of the day, and you know, build some memories. We've been talking to so many people lately, haven't we, Bernie?
Yes.
And they're telling us that they've been to the festival since day one, and they've always brought the family. They've been every single
They're taking the children and they're taking their grandchildren now. So
there you go.
We want to help them to create some fabulous memories.
You know, I mean, it's almost like we've conquered everybody now. We should be sticking this everywhere. We've got a rocket. You know,
well, it's just one of the things we've got, but it's a big thing.
It's a big rocket. It's definitely a big rocket.
Yeah.
So that's in there.
Yeah. We're going to publicise the schedule more widely as well. People didn't seem to be aware of what time the parade started, so they didn't know what time to assemble. And it takes we start at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it takes a little while to come down through Bowden into Altrincham. But and we start arriving at the festival showground at about 12:30. So yeah, it takes about an hour and a half. It's a slow mover, but unlike other events, we don't close the roads all day. We have a rolling road closure, so you know, we're not prohibiting access.
Which itself costs a lot of money.
Sure does, I'm afraid.
It's quite a big chunk of the 20 grand, to be honest. These road closure costs. And I was amazed at just how much that costs to do, considering we're doing it. You know, I'd have thought it'd have been cheaper if we're not closing the roads all day like they do for other events.
It comes down to manpower, and obviously we've got to protect the health and safety of road users and pedestrians, and largely they are well supported. And I think there were a couple of issues in Timberley Village last year, but the public were very supportive. A couple of people giving it argy-bargy about, you know, road closure, and other members of the spectators came to stand up for the road management team.
It's once a year.
It is. It's not for
and
long
so many people enjoy it.
Yeah. It's not closed for as long as the marathon is.
No, nowhere near.
No.
So that kind of takes care of the parade itself. But we're just gonna what we want to do though is nail down the start time.
11 o'clock.
So it's 11 o'clock start.
Leaves St Margaret's Road at 11 o'clock, and obviously we're starting at the top of the town, coming down the downs onto Railway Street. So you can imagine we don't process at rapid speed. It's all about being slow and safe, and people be able to see and take in the spectacle. So yeah, bear that in mind.
So starting at 11 o'clock, St Margaret's Road, so you will know that that's when the parade leaves. That doesn't mean it'll be in Altrincham at 11,
Nope.
because it leaves Bowden at 11.
That's right.
So I would imagine after last year it's going to be at least 20 minutes till you see the first float in Altrincham, at least 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes,
Yeah.
it gets having a good start.
And then,
maybe 15 minutes.
so if you're
Yeah,
in Timpley,
15.
then you can add another 25 minutes on, and that'd be 11:45 before you see one probably,
Yeah.
or somewhere around there, you know.
Yeah.
So you've
Yeah.
just got to remember that we could give you the start time, but that's
Yeah.
the start time
It's not
at
coming to
set.
Timpley at 11
Yeah.
o'clock, no.
It's starting.
It takes about an hour and a half from start to
finish.
when it
To
arrives
finish.
at the
Yeah.
showground. Yeah.
So, but it's a complicated job. It's not easy.
It
Is
is, and that's why we need people to help support us, because you know these issues that have been raised about gapping and stopping and you know not knowing when it's been finished, it does come down to manpower. If we've got more marshals to accompany the parade, we can stop the stoppages, if you see what I mean, and keep it much more compact. So you know as soon as it starts, it's a full-on parade. And then it ends and
Sure.
the
Yeah.
roads close again.
Yeah.
And so many people actually follow the parade into the showground.
Yeah, it's like the Pied Piper coming
Yeah.
into the showground. I couldn't believe the number of people that actually followed the parade.
I know, it's
It was
crazy,
fantastic, and then it just all came to life. Fantastic day.
Isn't it? So, what else is on the parade this year?
Well, one of the comments made was about floats, and people particularly like school floats.
Mhm.
And I know that schools are under a lot of pressure financially and also manpower wise, and what we'd really like to do is to encourage local businesses to sponsor school floats, because they need some funding to make the float look, you know, colourful and attractive, but they also need help, you know, putting the float together. You know, it can't come down to just like one teacher or two teachers. And we obviously we know that a lot of parents, you know, work or even own local businesses, so we're really encouraging businesses to approach their local school, whether they've got children there or not, and offer their assistance so that that school can take part, because you know for a local business it's great profile to have their
it's
name on the side of the
fantastic.
float.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
great collaboration between, you know, our local community and the business community. So we're hoping that some businesses are listening and will take that on board and get in touch with the schools.
Absolutely, get in touch with your local schools and ask them if you can help them with the parade floats,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
If you're struggling, get in touch with us and we'll put you in touch with somebody
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
needs your help.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to take part in the parade, remember, this is a free entry. It's all about being inclusive. All ages are included. We make sure that anybody who's disadvantaged can take part in the parade. That's why we don't charge anything. And we're here to promote good causes and voluntary organisations. So, you know, a really interesting, fun parade is one that's full of our local community and businesses. So we encourage anybody to contact us. We've got a website, www.yourfestival.org.uk, and our email addresses are on there as well. So get in contact. We've got booking forms on there for the parade and also for the showground.
Fantastic. Now for the first year, there's something new, isn't there? To help people get from Altrincham to the parade ground.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to fly them.
We're not really going to fly you.
Okay, so I'm getting
fly you out
away
the
with that star
catapult.
chaser thing, aren't I? Yeah, no, we've got no rockets. We've got something a little bit more environmentally friendly than a rocket.
Go on, what's that?
We've listened to people saying, one, they don't know where the showground is, and two, they find when they do know where it is, they're trying to get near it, and it's very difficult to park because lots of people are coming in cars and it's, you know, finding parking spaces. So we've approached our friends Goodwin's coaches, and they are very kindly supporting Altrincham Festival this year by putting on a looped bus service which will be free of charge. It's going to be a brand new Euro 6 92-seater double-decker bus, and it will be running a looped service from Altrincham interchange to the showground and back again. So picking up and dropping off people on the way, and
So
it's
you're
going to
looking
really
at it's probably
help.
going to be once every hour, isn't it? It's probably going
About
to take
half
around
hour, about half hour, once half hour.
Really?
Yeah, we reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll take you longer than 15 minutes. Mind you, if you're not stopping,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going on the
Yeah.
old bus route where you have to stop. But
No, it's just
there'll be
one.
none of
We'll be
that.
stopping
Yeah.
where needed, but not at every single bus stop. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really going to help,
It's going to
particularly
be brilliant.
again disadvantaged people who don't necessarily have their own transport to be, if they can get themselves to Altrincham Interchange or along the route, they'll be able to get to and from the showground and enjoy the day.
It's a local company.
Yes.
It's a local company.
Helping out a local festival.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a brand new Euro 6
Good for
bus,
all.
so it's very environmentally friendly.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant, and that's a big step forward.
Yeah.
We've never had that before.
No, it's first.
And that is going to make
It can be a long way to walk for little ones.
Yes. And you don't have to worry about parking
a long
your
way
car.
to walk for big ones as well, you know.
Ones too. Yeah.
And you can have a drink as well.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about
the
drinking and
showground and
driving.
Why?
Yeah.
I think I might leave my car
Because we're
out
not
this year.
encouraging
Then.
excessive drinking, but yes,
So
everybody
service
enjoys
starts
it.
early enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So